What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with another photography video. And today we're going to be talking about something kind of fun. I was recently on Amazon looking around at lenses, browsing before Prime Day, seeing if there's going to be any good deals. As I'm getting into kind of the photography thing here and wanted to pick up some extra lenses. And I was browsing just some regular lenses for my Nikon D3400, and as always they put the little thing down in the bottom where it kind of shows you recommendations and things you might like to look at. And I noticed there was a prime fixed 50mm 1.8 aperture lens, brand new, for about $60. And I kind of did a double take because I'm like, there's no way you're gonna get a prime lens for 60 bucks brand new. That seems crazy to me. So I had to click it just to see what it was, and I was very intrigued because it looked like a very good lens and it looked like it was built pretty well. And crazily enough, it had like a 4.8 out of 5 rating from about 300 reviews or so, which that's pretty rare, especially for such a cheap camera lens. So I decided to dig into it a little bit more. I looked through the reviews, looked at some of the sample photos, and was pretty surprised at what I saw. So for $60, I decided to take a chance. So here we have the, I believe it's called YONGNUO digital standard 50mm prime lens, F1.8. It came in a pretty nice little box here. It was very well packed. And like I said, absolutely shocked you can get a brand new prime lens for $60. If you were to buy, say, the Nikon fixed 50 for the D3400 or any other Nikon camera, you're looking at about $180 used for a decent one. Anywhere between probably $200 and $300 for a brand new one, just from the prices that I've seen when I've been shopping. So very interested to see how this performs. But let's take a look at this lens. I'll show it to you right now. Here's just the front of it, and you can see it's just your standard camera lens. It's pretty good. You got the focus ring on there. Now here's the cool thing to me. This is crazy. You can see there the 50mm. This lens for $60 actually came with a focus meter, which is crazy to me. That's pretty crazy, because it's even some of my more expensive lenses. For example, my $400 Rokinon fixed 14mm lens, which is very well built and a very good quality lens, doesn't even have that feature on it. So that's a feature coming on a lens for $60. That's crazy. You got the manual focus, autofocus switch on there as well. And let me go ahead and take the lens cap off so you can kind of see the glass here. This is a 58mm opening, so if you wanted to use the filter, that's the size you would get for it. But you can see there, f1.8. Pop the back off here too, so you can see the back end here. It is a plastic mount, which is pretty typical of even the higher end lenses these days. They're making everything out of plastic because it's lighter and cheaper, I guess. But you can see the aperture blades on the inside there as well, so that's pretty cool. It came very well packed. It was very well protected in the box, and even had there was like a little plastic film covering both of the glass elements on the front and the back. So very excited. I have to be honest, very excited. The lens is a good weight. It's comparable to my Nikon fixed 35 lens. The only complaint I would have is when I put it on my camera just to test it and make sure it worked initially when I got it today. The autofocus motor is really loud, so it's going to be tough to take video with this lens. But it's really smooth. It's just a little bit slow too. So the only real problems I've seen so far with the lens are it's a very slow autofocus, even for a 1.8. Well, your 1.8s are usually much faster lenses, and it's very, very loud. So, but for $60, I mean, that's like a minor issue. But anyways, I am going to do with this lens what I do with pretty much every other lens when I first get it. I'm going to take it out this whole week, and I'm going to shoot a ton of photos with it. I'm going to take some night sky photos with it. I'm going to shoot some street photography with it. I'm going to shoot just whatever. Probably take some video samples. Try to shoot some wildlife, go to the waterfalls, see how it works out. That's one of my favorite places to test new lenses. And I mean, for $60, I don't think you can go wrong. So we'll see. I was really impressed with the reviews and some of the sample photos I saw. So I think this is going to be a really fun experiment. And the cool thing is, they also have a fixed 35, the same company, with the same features. It's even got the focus meter on it again, and it's under $100. It comes with like this really nice kit that has all this cleaning supplies and everything else, so it's pretty cool. So like I said, if this works out to be a good lens, this is going to be a steal, because it's a quarter of the cost that you would get a normal lens for, whether you're shooting with a Nikon or a Sony or a Canon or any kind of DSLR. You're not going to find a fixed 50 brand name or even a third party like a Tamron or a Sigma for this kind of price. So very impressed with the quality right out of the box, I have to be honest. I put it on the camera and it looked pretty good from what I could see just in the viewfinder and testing out the autofocus to make sure it worked, because that was one complaint I had seen on the reviews from the lower ones, was that they got it and the quality control out of the factory was not great. But those were only very few and far between. Like I said, it had like a 4.8, 4.9 rating out of 5 on Amazon for about 300 reviews, which is pretty close to perfect. I mean, it's not a lot of people using it, but everybody using it is pretty positive. So really excited to check out this lens. Hopefully we're going to get some good results, and after I shoot some photos with it, we'll come back. I'll let you guys see all the pictures I take. I'll probably have a Flickr gallery folder set up for those so you can check them out too, and I'll give you my final recommendation and review on this lens, and if it's pretty good, I may have to check out their Fix 35. My Nikon Fix 35 is, I bought it used. It's kind of dinky, and the autofocus is starting to stick on it a little bit, so it might be time to replace it with something new. And if this winds up being a cost-effective, very cost-effective replacement, we'll see what happens. So stay tuned, guys. When I get back, we're going to take a look at some photos, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this lens.
Alright guys, I am back after spending about 3 weeks testing out the YONGNUO 50mm fixed 1.8 lens. It took me a while because I wanted to try to take some astrophotography shots with this lens, which you saw a few of the photos scrolling by there were night sky shots, just to see how viable it would be for that type of photo. And unfortunately, the weather did not cooperate with me all that much over the last couple of weeks, and I finally got a clear night the other night to take those pictures and was able to nab a few while I was also taking some moon photos. Anyways, you're going to see some of the photos scrolling in the background, and I'm also going to post a link to my review roll on my Flickr page, so you can go check that out if you want to. Overall, I was blown away by how good this lens was, and if I had to say for the money, I think this is probably the best budget prime lens you could possibly buy. For $60, I'm absolutely shocked at the quality of the photos I was able to get. And the ones scrolling in the background are kind of a variety of different photos. There's some close-ups, there's some longer range shots. Keep in mind, this is a fixed focal length lens, so the only way to get close-ups or further away shots is you physically moving back and forth into position to take the photographs. So it really kind of forces you to move outside your comfort zone a little bit and move around and take a lot of pictures. I took a ton of photos with this lens. I put some of the better ones up here. I will say this lens, it's very light. It's pretty fast for the most part. It's not quite as fast as my Nikon Fix 35, but it still does a very good job. Like I said, very lightweight, takes incredibly crisp photos, and it's got some really nice bokeh also in the background. You'll see on some of these where I get these nice green backgrounds. You can see the circles and everything. It looks pretty cool. I was also able to take some really good longer exposure shots with this. On some of the water shots you're going to see in the background, I actually was able to take some very slow shutter speed shots, even using it handheld without a tripod, and it performed very, very well. So overall, I could not be more satisfied with this lens. I shot it in low light as well. A lot of these waterfall photos you're going to see, that was very cloudy outside, and having that Aperture 1.8 was able to capture a lot of light and get some really good photos. The other area that it really impressed me with, which you actually see at the very end of the video after the photos have all gone by, is its ability to record video. I did not expect this lens to have any video recording capability whatsoever, just because I've had a negative experience trying to get video on my Nikon prime lenses, and they don't have a lot of vibration control, and the video came out kind of shaky on those. This lens for $60 actually outperformed my $400 Nikon 614 lens when it came to video, and you'll see some waterfall video at the very end of this here. Anyways, guys, super impressed with this lens. Cannot recommend it more. If you are looking for a prime lens for your collection, definitely add this one, or an entry-level lens for yourself. You definitely want to check this lens out. I'll leave a link down below to where you can get this on Amazon. As always, I hope you guys have found this video helpful. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you again next time.